Kill Dr. Lucky is an abstract game, which is a parody to the game of Clue. The object of the game is to kill Dr. Lucky, which you can only do if you're alone in a room with him. The board is the layout of Dr. Lucky's mansion. It shows various rooms, some of which have names and numbers, and some of which do not. This is Dr. Lucky. He will move consecutively through the board to the next numbered room. These are the player pieces. They show you where you are on the board. And these are spite tokens. They're what you get with each failed murder attempt. They will later add value to your attempts. There is only one deck of cards that is used throughout the game. There are different types of cards, such as failure cards. Failure cards help you thwart other people's efforts to kill Dr. Lucky. Weapon cards allow you to attempt to kill Dr. Lucky and have a higher value in certain rooms labeled on their cards. Room cards help you move either yourself or Dr. Lucky throughout the mansion. At the start of the game, to determine where Dr. Lucky begins and who goes first, you're going to draw each card face up until someone comes up with a room card. That player then will begin the game, and Dr. Lucky will start, in this case, in the Winter Garden. Then reshuffle all the cards back into the deck and deal 6 to each player. All players start in the drawing room. On your turn, you are always allowed one free move in any direction. Remember that hallways and stairwells also count as rooms. Once you've done your move, check your hand to see if you have any other actions. If not, and you're in a named room, you may draw a card. After each player's turn, Dr. Lucky moves to the next highest numbered room. Play continues to the left, while players try to collect items that will help them kill Dr. Lucky. There's no limit to the amount of cards you can have in your hand. If you end up in an unnamed room like a stairwell or hallway, you cannot draw a card because you wouldn't be able to find anything in those rooms. If at some point in the game you find yourself in the same room as Dr. Lucky with no other players in your line of sight, then you may make a murder attempt. It's okay if you don't have a murder weapon. You can use your bare hands and say, poke him in the eye or something, for a murder value of 1. To make a murder attempt, you need to be in a room where no one can see you. People can see through doors, even if they're multiple rooms down, but they cannot see you if they're in diagonal. In this case, we will use a trowel for a murder value of 2. Once a murder attempt has been made, the other players have the opportunity to try to thwart the attack by playing failure cards. Once a failure card has been played, it is not put into the regular discard pile, but its own permanent pile. If your murder attempt does fail, you get to pick up a spite token. These are permanent add-ons that will accumulate throughout the game and give you 1 value point per spite token you have for your next murder attempts. Although it takes more time, Dr. Lucky is much more fun with more players. It's also a great game to introduce to your friends that might not be avid gamers yet. See you next time on Broad Games.